Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy News Weekly. I'm Jesse.
Brian.
And this week, boy was there a lot. We were
A lot of news.
Yeah, we're recording this on Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day.
We got our comics. But speaking of comics, so not too long ago, Andrew Garfield, in promoting the new Spider-Man movie, which we both intend to watch eventually.
It's still in the past. This is the past.
Yeah, but until then, he said something very interesting in news recently, which was he doesn't plan to play Spider-Man forever, as all superhero actors
Why
do.
should he?
Yeah, why should he?
That's completely reasonable.
And he said that he would love it if he would pass the torch on to a Miles Morales, which is, for those of you who don't know, in the Ultimate universe of comics, when the Ultimate Peter Parker, let's say, stops being Spider-Man, a new Spider-Man took up the mantle who was half Latino, half black, right?
Correct.
I have the comics are sitting on my desk. I have not yet read them, but I've had them for like months now. And I haven't got around to it. But I love that idea of introducing like a new Spider-Man in the same universe and have him be Miles Morales, a different looking Spider-Man, you know, and then like very quickly after, a producer said no, that's never gonna happen.
It shows a sense of, limiting your oneself or limiting a vision. I get what they're saying. I think you made the point earlier that Marvel wants to keep it, of course, focus on Peter Parker like the other films. They want to keep it on, specific protagonists, readily identifiable from comics and all that kind of stuff. But still, Spider-Man is just such a rich lore and mythos associated with the character. And actually, kudos to Garfield for even bringing that up. I think that was really tasteful on his part. Because
I don't hate the guy, and I wasn't thrilled with the first.
You were not thrilled with.
I was not thrilled with the first one.
I remember.
But him saying that jumped it up in my book. Like, okay, cool. Like, yeah,
so
I'm with you.
We're dealing with an actor who knows his role, who actually
he's a big Spider-Man fan in real life before he got the role.
Did his research.
Yep.
And again, he doesn't intend to play this role forever, and he's gonna move on. So I'm just saying, the producers are kind of to make that assumption or to make that assertion so early. You don't know where the franchise may go. I mean,
they announced already that they're going to do a Venom spinoff and a Sinister Six spinoff movie. Mm-hmm. So why not have another Spider-Man in there? I mean, I guess in the context it is him being replaced by Morales, and I would still be cool with them just introducing him in the same universe.
I would too. I think that would work very well.
Like, they could call that Ultimate Spider-Man, and that could be the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
Right?
That would be pretty cool. And and now if we want to start, humor me. If we're gonna go on flights of fancy, my Ultimate Spider-Man fan or Spider-Man universe dream would be actually the inclusion of Spider-Girl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, which one though? Because there's tons.
There's tons. Once upon a time, mid-90s, Marvel introduced Mayday Parker in the MC2 tagline or MC2 line of books, and Mayday Parker. May Parker was the daughter of Peter Parker and Mary Jane, who inherited her spider abilities genetically from her dad. I always wondered if Marvel would ever look at that character again, because not only was Spider-Girl super popular, but she was mega popular to the point where her series was canceled multiple times, and it was literally the fans who resurrected the franchise multiple times, to the point where there was a website launched. Then editor had to oblige and was willing to do so, because she was an awesome character, great story. So the fact that the producers are already saying no to a Miles, I'm pretty sure they're not even considering the idea of what potentially could come from Spider-Girl.
She would have to. How would you feel of? Because they're trying to do the Marvel Universe thing with just Spider-Man, a Spider-Man universe, and as much as I love Spider-Man and he has tons of villains, there isn't really that big of a Spider-Man universe within the one universe.
Right, within the...
So, would you be cool with them having a spin-off series set in a possible future where Spider-Man has a daughter, and do you think that would sell well with general audiences?
I think after Guardians of the Galaxy, after we see what Guardians of the Galaxy does, I feel that there is, they'll probably, if Guardians of the Galaxy does well, it will be setting the bar for a new standard in terms of what will be accepted, in terms of just, crazy out there cosmic comic properties.
Because personally, as much as I love Spider-Girl, if they were going to do a possible future spin-off series, I would want 2099 Spider-Man.
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun.
Miguel O'Hara. My favorite parallel Spider-Man, mainly because, like me, he is half Mexican. I don't want to say that's the only reason, but that's a major reason why I latched on to that character.
It was a fun
series.
Book.
I love the cyberpunk, the future of it, but he's Miguel.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Mexican Spider-Man. I want that. So when they saying Miles Morales is a possibility, I got that same spark. Like, yeah, Spider-Man for us, the growing demographic in this country, which is minorities are becoming the majority.
not white, and this actually brings us to a very focused debate in terms of what's going on in popular nerd culture.
More and more minorities are becoming nerds, or more accepting of the nerd culture. It's not just a white person thing anymore.
It's not, and it's something that really needs to be examined because it's a serious thing. It's a serious topic.
Yeah.
We just talked about some of the, or you just more specifically talked about some of the characters you grew up idolizing.
Yeah.
And with recent announcements such as Fantastic Four,
yeah.
Human Torch being recast as a black character,
which I was not against Michael B. Jordan. He's a great actor. He's great. I thought it complicated the movie too much for the general audience. I thought it was too risky.
Right.
And also, why can't Invisible Woman be black? I would have been totally on board.
I mean,
the Black Susan Storm.
I agree to a certain extent, and that extent is that whenever there's a huge digression or there's a huge sort of segue from the source material, I'm the first one to always cry foul.
Right.
Don't feel bad about that. However, I still feel like I want to see what the script is going to be. As long as the story is smart, then I want to look at that. But we're talking about there's also another issue. Michael B. Jordan, loved him in
Chronicle.
Thank you.
He was very good in Chronicle.
Very good in Chronicle. But more than that, can you imagine? Like I think back to myself when I was young. When you're a kid, when you're young, you never notice it. You know what I mean? Superman's awesome because he's Superman.
Right.
Spider-Man's awesome because of that. Cap is awesome. Batman's awesome because he's Batman. But you get to a certain point, there's kind of like a midpoint in your, developing geekness where you kind of question, as a young minority or someone of ethnic background, you start to question, why don't I see more characters that look like myself?
Yeah.
And with Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch, I think of those kids who are going to see him and be like amazed. They're gonna, he's gonna be cool.
Human Torch is going to be their guy.
Exactly.
But let's move on to another casting this week. So they announced all the new, or a majority of the Star Wars casting this week as well, and I don't know who any of them are except for Andy Serkis and the returning cast, which I think is good. Because Star Wars has always been about unknowns, originally.
Right.
So, I'm cool with that. I think there was they're mostly white guys, though.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, and they said they're not all revealed yet. There's still going to be another female character. There might be another minority character revealed. But of the returning cast, no Billy D. Williams, which has a lot of people perturbed. Now, you brought up it might be on his end. It might be a medical issue.
It might be. I'm just concerned. Yeah.
Because Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars. I thought I heard or was told rather that he had to leave the show because of medical concerns, and so it just doesn't make any other sense outside of that as to why he would not be announced.
I mean, he was
the returning cast.
He was big in the second and third one. And it's not like you just go away after that. I mean, they probably put in some throwaway line saying, "Oh, he's just out. Or he's running Cloud City now, so he's not out here.
I mean, I'm not ready to write it off just yet, because if
it could be a surprise appearance.
Billy D. Williams, I mean, still among us. Hopefully, still doing well. If his health allows him to, which I sincerely hope it does. There's no reason why.
Like, he voices Lando in everything because he's awesome like that. So it doesn't make sense. I mean, unless medical reasons or he's just not in the movie. Why wouldn't they put Lando in the movie? He's a fan favorite.
So I can't. Like I said, I can't give up on it. I'm still very optimistic, very hopeful.
So Star Wars also very white, other than the aliens and the Lando and Samuel Jackson again, and all the clone labor is done by space Latinos. What's up with that, by the way? That always bugged me a bit. Why are all the clone labor stuff?
Oh, man. To be honest, I've never even thought of it like that.
They're all in space. So, Mandalorian. I mean, are they all brown and tan?
I mean, again, I remember when Episode 1 came out, and I remember when Samuel Jackson was, introduced as Mace Windu, and how relevant that made me feel. How important I went and got his action figure, his lightsaber hilt, his everything. I wanted to read more about the character, and I just didn't necessarily understand, why it took so long. I mean, maybe not that much of a, I wasn't that poignant.
Right.
I mean, all I understood was that, this is awesome.
Yeah.
He's a Jedi.
Yeah.
And he could be my dad.
So, is there anything to take away from all this that's positive?
It's something that needs greater emphasis. It's something that needs greater emphasis, something that needs to be examined and to actually have a dialogue about, because like you said earlier, the landscape is changing, and myth as it is applicable to humankind, us, can no longer, simply have the chosen white messiah be the prototypical idea for the protagonist.
Yeah, I mean,
we're moving past that.
We need that Wonder Woman movie, which they're doing. We need the Black Widow movie. We need the Black Panther movie. We need more starring main roles for the non-male white class. Agreed. Or group. I use class in terms of Dungeons and Dragons story. No, I'm not saying, you know what I mean.
but I mean, just again, like you said, to take away something positive from this. I mean, it is happening.
I mean, Cyborg's coming in the DC universe. War Machine's going to be in the new Avengers.
What do you mean? Iron Patriot.
Iron Patriot. Well, I say War Machine for more people know. Don Cheadle's going to be in the new Avengers.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So things are coming, but
it's important to know where we came from.
It's a little disconcerting.
Yes.
These more recent developments, in that no Miles Morales in Spider-Man, no Billy D. Williams in Star Wars. I'm hoping that's not what it sounds like. Like, there may be a Miles Morales spin-off down the line, or there may be Billy D. Williams secretly in the movie, or is going to be in the next one. It's just, it kind of feels bad to hear this stuff right away. So there's a lot more we want to talk about, but we're changing gears a little bit in this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and split this up into two videos here. So the next one's going to be more about our general opinions on other people's opinions on race changing and casting. So stay tuned for that. Until then, I've been Jesse.
Brian Alexander.
And we'll see you next week.